But when I was in high school, one day my mom was like, "Oh, do you want to study arts?" So I said, "Why not?" And then she sent me to this art academy to learn how to draw and stuff. So that's how I came to art school.
So you're a lost girl. You're a lost girl, but eventually you may kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
you took advice, and
I mean, I was like, oh, I can't believe like how I like didn't like consider to be an artist before, because I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know what you feel. I mean, when I was a kid too, you know, being an artist meant for me, or you know, just being a painter and you know, being famous, you know.
Yeah.
Which appeared cool, but by the time I realized as I prepared for the college, I guess although I know very little and vaguely about it, but I was starting to realize, I guess, by then, as artists, it's just all about, you know, your presentation and being there in art context, and you just simply explain and demonstrate. So, in a way, artist is kind of like a musician with the instruments, you know, but depends what kind of music you play. It changes, you know, people perceivement about you, you know, like let's say you play like a country music, then people automatically recognize you as a, you know, a country singer or something like that. If you play a classical music, then they'll say, oh, it's a classical musician, you know, she's a violinist or something like that, you know. Artists, I think in a way is kind of the same. Your instrument is your major, and your work is same as the music piece, or some. It could be done by others, or it could be really that you create it and you demonstrate with your instruments. But instead of the instruments and the work, I mean, we do have a work. We actually have a physical work in the end, but we have to explain them in very oral tradition, you know, like words, and also a lot of writing, which is kind of hard. And for you, I'm pretty sure it's even harder because, and also it's hard for me too, you know, because English is, now that we're studying in America, it's not it's something like, that is not easy.
Even though
to do.
When you do critique, for example, if you really want to explain your work like in a like perfect way, right?
Right.
But sometimes it's like really hard. So like people don't get the point.
Right.
So yeah, that's like kind of a challenge.
And sometimes you don't even clear. You're not even clear with your own work too.
Yeah, that's right.
And eventually that screws your explanation.
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, but that's just all, you know, that's how you learn, you know. And in a way, artist is also kind of like I'll say artist just you know, this fancy name, like a status that is given generally once you decide to do the art, right? But I think art is just another, you know, like a name tag that I'm an artist. But basically, you're just living your own life with your best ability and making some kind of like a documentation or visual presentation that reflects you as a person. So I would say it's like, kind of like a second life that you're having, because you're showing your work, but your work is pretty much, it's all about you and what you're thinking, what you're interested. So that's how I thought. Like that's what, like, you know, I think that's what it's all about, being an artist, just being yourself. And eventually I guess you build your reputation, because then people, you know, those who are interested will keep support you and follow you. And who knows, someday by the time when we, you know, starting having a reputation, we just might have, you know, a fans or some kind of like a younger generation who like to look upon us, you know, and follow our track, because we're basically following the artists who already have gained the reputation with some kind of work, because they have been keep working, you know, since they decided to become an artist, you know. So it's like a whole time. Ina seems lost here.
아니야.
Other than that, well, I think in very simple way, being an artist, it's about being a superstar. Really?
Not really.
I don't know. I guess it's all about your choice.
No,
But
because like, just like you said, like being an artist is like being famous and stuff, right? But my impression of artists when I was little is like Van Gogh, like who lived like fucking really poor, really like poor. And
sorry for the language.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Like really poor. I'm ruining your radio show.
It's too late.
And then like doesn't like can't do anything else but painting and can have a like normal life. So I was actually afraid of being an artist too, because that was my impression of being a painter. So I don't know.
Well,
I mean, there's like
Indian Van Gogh become a superstar.
Yeah, there's a lots of different artists. Like Damien Hirst, he's like really rich and he's really commercial. And for example, like there are lots of like poor artists who are still struggling to like be successful and stuff. So I think everyone has like different